Sup nerds? So I finally got all the stuff that I can show off from the Gleaming Depths raid. And I know this raid is months old by now, but do note that the very few friends that I have don't really care about this game anymore. So like 92% of the stuff that I got here was all with randos. And at this point, most people already got the stuff that they want and don't bother with raids anymore, or the ones that still do it apparently only want to farm the first encounter over and over. I assume they're trying to get the Vulcan power armor mods or the 4-star legendary mods, but if you're like me and you're missing stuff from the last encounter, it's a real bummer to only find people who want to farm that dumb robot. And that's why it took me this long, lack of friends and lack of luck when it comes to randos. But here we are. So let's look at every raid reward that you can wear, wield, or just show off. So of course we have to start things off with the Vulcan power armor. You can either get the plans for each of the parts or the parts themselves from every stage of the raid. Not to mention, all the different mod plans for this power armor can also drop from every stage. This is one of, if not the best power armor currently available in the game right now. So if you don't have it yet, might as well try the raids with your friends a few times. Not only so, but from every stage you can get plans for the trophy of that stage. You do have to meet a specific condition in each stage in order to get them, but they're all time related. So if you have a good team, you will eventually get all of them pretty easily. But let me tell you, it's pretty cool looking at all of the trophies together like this. Now onto the first encounter, you do have a chance to get the Valkyrie, which is a unique Gatling laser. You also have a chance to get its plan, but separately. I do like these Epsilon squad paint jobs for these weapons, I think they look neat. But also, if you are a heavy gunner that doesn't use VATS, it might be worth it to go after this plan to try and learn the 4-star legendary effect here. On the second encounter, you can get the plans for the Enclave Epsilon Squad Scout Armor paint. That's a tongue twister if I ever saw one, but I do like the look of this despite it being the armor with the most varied looks in the game aside from the combat armor. It is also in the second encounter that you can get the Drill Fist, a unique gauntlet. I do like the look of this quite a bit, and of course you also get a chance to get a plan for this separately. There is also a plan for a mod for this weapon called the Ultracite Bit. It has an interesting 4-star legendary effect and anti-armor for the 1-star effect, so it might be worth getting this plan for those. Either way, rock and stone. Now on the third encounter, you can get the Enclave Epsilon Squad Combat Armor paint. Why couldn't they just leave the Enclave part out of the name? But again, I do think the Epsilon Squad paints do look pretty good, and I do think that this is the best looking combat armor paint in the game so far. It is also in the third encounter that you can get the Resolve Breaker, a unique auto grenade launcher, and of course, you can get the plans for this as well, separately as always. Still in the third encounter, you can also get a second unique weapon called the Flatliner, a unique Gauss rifle. This too you can get the plans for separately, and this one has a pretty good 4-star legendary if you are a VATS build, so it might be worth going after the plan for this one. Now onto the fourth encounter, it is here that you have a chance to get the Cauterizer, a unique chainsaw. A very cool one at that, just from the looks alone. Very different, very cool, but you can also get the plans for it separately. But the look of it is just superb. When you equip it, you can see the red energy chainsaw blade thing, which is great. So cool. It is here in the fourth encounter as well that you can get the Lickety-Split, a unique railway rifle. Just as with the other Epsilon squad weapons, I do like the look of this quite a bit, but I'm not too sure about the legendary perks on this one. And still in stage 4, this is where you can get the only non-trophy camp item from this raid called the Ultracite Generator, and it is huge, but also pretty cool. Now, on to the final encounter of the raid. This is where you get the plans for the Enclave Secret Operative Underarmor. And this is not a paint, it is an actual underarmor. And possibly the best looking underarmor in the game so far. Still in the last encounter, you can also get the Boiling Point, a unique flamer. And this one definitely looks pretty crazy, but also the best 4-star legendary effect to put on a flamer, Enclave flamer, or the Holy Fire. So if you do use any of these weapons, might as well try and go for the plan for this one. And finally, in the last encounter, you can get the Ultracite Terror Sword. That's right, finally a proper two-handed sword. And this one looks pretty awesome. I carry it around just for the looks alone. And I'm not too sure about the 4-star legendary effect, it is very specific, pretty good on this weapon, but I'm not too sure that learning it would benefit you for a lot of other weapons. But it does have an anti-armor 1-star effect, so if you haven't learned that yet, this could be a good thing to get the plans for. And that's it, my nerds, every collectible reward from the Gleaming Depths raid. Did you get everything? I'm guessing most people who care about these probably got them already, but still pretty cool that I finally got everything. That said, I don't have the plans for a lot of these weapons, just the Flatliner and the Cauterizer, so I might still do some raids here and there after a brief break. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, consider helping out the channel by clicking on the join down below, subscribe to see more collection videos of Fallout 76 and of other games in this channel, and of course, always nerd on.